Yo guys, Vinith here and welcome back to my YouTube channel, V Diaries. Now, this is Moto X4, a new offering by Motorola, and I have unboxed this phone a couple of weeks back. If you have missed that video, I'll leave a card up here and a link in the description. Because company has been emphasizing on its dual camera setup through its advertisements, I have used this camera extensively. I thought it's the right time to make a camera review. So without any further ado, let's just jump into it. Let's get the specs out of the way. The primary camera on X4 is a 12 megapixel sensor with f2.0 aperture, which also has a dual autofocus sensor with 1.4 micron pixel size. The secondary sensor is an ultra wide angle 8 megapixel sensor with f2.2 aperture. The secondary camera provides a 120-degree field of view and has 1.12 micron pixel size. Both these sensors are supported with dual LED flash that adjusts the color temperature with the help of one amber and one white light. The main camera has a face detection autofocus and can shoot 4K videos with 30 frames per second. It has a 16 megapixel front facing camera with f2 aperture and 1 micron pixel size. This is accompanied by a single LED flash. This camera setup does not provide any kind of stabilization, which is kind of a bummer considering the price point at which it has been offered. Now, even though the specs on the paper are quite attractive, let's just deep dive into the actual photos. Please note that all these photos are clicked with auto HDR mode turned on. The photos in good lighting conditions looks really good. Color temperature seems on point on most of the occasions. But when you have other images for comparison, you wish the ones from Moto X4 could have been a bit brighter. But nothing serious to worry about. The photos on X4 looks bit oversaturated, but that is something which is subjective. The white balance in some cases looks offbeat. The dynamic color range and sharpness is something you wish could have been better. But overall, I am happy with the photos that are clicked in good lighting conditions. The images clicked in low light are quite decent, but that bit of a noise in the picture doesn't go unnoticed. The dual LED flash does play its magic, providing crisp images without loss of natural colors. The secondary lens does provide an extra field of view to capture more information, but the photos from this lens also lacks a bit of a punch. Overall, the photos does look good. Coming to the most talked feature about the dual camera is the depth enabled mode. As you can see, it simply doesn't capture the clear difference between the foreground and the background subject, especially when it comes to edges. I tried with many combinations and every time it doesn't go without disappointing me. The inbuilt depth editor app provides editing features to the depth enabled photos, where you can change the focus even after you have clicked the image. Another feature allows you to remove the background and replace it with any of the image from your phone. This can be very interesting, but since the depth mode itself is a huge bummer, this feature seems just a flop show. Another fun feature the camera app provides is to click photos with a color pick mode that allows you to click photos with one color on and keeping the rest of the image black and white. The best part of this feature is you can do this while clicking the photo. So this particular feature comes really useful if you are a social enthusiast and doesn't want to waste your time in editing post-production. The camera app allows you to tweak the manual controls for the camera like white balance, ISO, focus, but that is all limited for photos and not available for video. But it is very useful if you're into it. The front-facing camera also produces some decent photos, and that LED flash over at the front does help in clicking selfies in the dark. Coming to its video side, due to the dual autofocus feature on the primary camera, the focusing speed is super fast. The quality from the rear cameras is quite good. The best part is you can switch between those two lenses when you're recording. The video looks too shaky and screams that it doesn't have any kind of stabilization, which can be seen from this video sample. Here are some video samples from the front-facing camera. I am providing same video shot through the front-facing camera of OnePlus 5. This is only for your reference to understand the quality on Moto X4. And the audio right now you are listening to is from X4. I am not sure how is the quality, but the one that I can see on the screen of Moto X4 looks a little bit oversaturated, wherein the OnePlus 5 has more natural colors. Now the audio that you're listening through is through OnePlus 5. So I'm right now in my hometown visiting one of my relatives. So I thought to give it a shot, and yeah, just let me know how is the quality. The low light and night photography is something came out really well in this camera, and otherwise the normal photos and the ones with a wide angle are quite good too. The camera does a decent job and the produce from the main camera is quite acceptable, but considering the price point, there are several other options available in the same price or less price range that can click better photos even without a dual lens setup. For example, Moto G5 Plus. But you're a fan of dual camera setup, depth mode and portrait photography, then you have already seen the results for Moto X4. All other features like color picker can be seen with third-party apps, and this feature along with selective focus can also be found in Moto G5s Plus, which costs 7,000 less than Moto X4. This concludes my camera review of Moto X4. I hope this video helped you. If it did, then don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to my channel if you're new, because full review of Moto X4 and other phones are also going to come really soon. This has been Vinit, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace!